what you want. Be honest from now. Love it, he ain't doing nothing for.
For people of the internet, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to be talking about the 5 podcasts that will help you stay motivated. And if you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments below what other videos you would like to see, and also let me know what are some of the podcasts that you are currently into. And let's get into today's video. Okay, so the first podcast that I'll be talking about is the Dave Ramsey Show. Now, Dave Ramsey is a financial expert and he talks about living your best life financially and debt-free. And I've recently got into Dave Ramsey. I first came across Dave Ramsey on YouTube, and he just talks about becoming debt-free, what's the best route in being financially smart, and just overall having a plan. And I recently just noticed he had a podcast on the Apple app, so I downloaded that podcast and I listened to the shows that look kind of interesting. I've noticed that he have a lot of videos on the app, and I'm assuming it's a daily show, but you can find videos or listen to him through the podcast app and learn a lot from him. Currently, I have been into the Dave Ramsey Baby Step 7 plan, and I am going to insert a clip that's gonna show you what that plan talks about. So here it is. Has a podcast that talks about how to budget and to delete debt and how to build your future. So the second podcast I'm going to be talking about is Brown Girl Alchemizing. Good life, self-love, self-care, and they also give very positive affirmations. And I really like the podcast because you get to hear 2 generations talking, and it's just collectively talking about Black womanhood, becoming a strong Black woman, and just overall their experiences as a Black woman, and learning to be more caring and loving to yourself. And I highly recommend you guys to check out that podcast. Now, the third podcast that I'm going to be talking about is Black Girl in Own, and it is by the lovely Lauren Ash. And it talks about conversations on a variety of topics such as self-love, self-care. They also give affirmations as well, and talk about wellness and overall just women of color. And I really love that because we don't really have a lot of podcasts that talks about Black women. So I think Lauren Ash have done a really good job on that podcast. You can also hear her have conversations with guests on the show, and it's overall just a good podcast to get into. I highly recommend you guys to look into that podcast. I feel like it is one to definitely look into and stay into listening. And the fourth podcast I'm going to be talking about is Oprah Super Soul with the none other Oprah Winfrey. And it talks about how to better yourself, talks about life, and to how overall become a better version of yourself. Now, Oprah Super Soul Sunday has guests quite frequently, so you'll hear her have conversations with different guests on the show. But it's nice hearing the other guests talking on the show because you get to hear their life experiences, how they overcome several challenges, and it just shows you that everybody is going through something, and although we might not see it in the forefront of that person, just know that everyone has something that they're going through and that they're dealing with, but everyone is working on how to overall become the better version of themselves. Now, the last podcast I'm going to be talking about is Talking Red Table Talk, and that is by the none other Adrian Bonfield, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Willow Smith. And it is a 3-generation podcast, and they are a grandmother daughter duo. So Willow Smith is the daughter of Jada Pinkett Smith, and Jada Pinkett Smith is the daughter of Adrian. And you get to hear 3 different women talk on the podcast, and they talk about their experiences growing up, you know, how times are different in the 3-generation gap on the show. And overall, it is just a nice show, just nice conversations, and they also have guests on the show. If you guys are not familiar with that podcast, please check it out. And if you're not familiar, I am a writer, and they inspired one of my writings on my Instagram page. And if you guys are not familiar with my Instagram writing page, I'll link that in the comments below. But I had a writing inspired by one of the videos that I've watched, so you guys can find that on my Instagram writing page. And I feel like that Red Table Talk is a really good podcast to listen to. Also, they have the Red Table Talk Facebook page that have like the live shows. So I highly recommend you guys to look into the show as well along with the podcast, because really the podcast is the live show on Facebook. You just get a visual of everyone and what they're talking about. So those are the 5 podcasts that I am into. And again, if you guys have any podcasts that you recommend me to look into, please let me know in the comments. And again, let me know what other videos you would like to see. And I think that is all I have to say today. So before I let you go, just always remember to be kind to one another and spread light. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.